Chorus. Ivy, Violet, Gerald, and Charles. Why do we feel embarrassed, impatient, fretful, ill at ease, assembled like amateur actors who have not been assigned their parts, like amateur actors in a dream, when the curtain rises to find themselves dressed for a different play, or having rehearsed the wrong parts, waiting for the rustling in the stalls, the titter in the dress circle, the laughter and catcalls in the gallery. Charles says, I might have been in St. James's Street in a comfortable chair rather near the fire. Ivy says, I might have been visiting Cousin Lily in Sidmouth if I had not had to come to this party. Gerald says, I might have been staying with Compton Smith down at his place in Dorset. Violet says, I should have been helping Lady Bumpus at the Vicar's American tea. The chorus. Oh, I shouldn't have sung the rest of it, should I? Yet we are here at Amy's command to play an unread part in some monstrous farce, ridiculous, in some nightmare pantomime. Amy says, What's that? I thought I saw someone pass the window. What time is it? Charles says, Nearly 20 to 7. Amy says, John should be here now. He has the shortest way to come. John at least, if not Arthur. Hark, there is someone coming. Yes, it must be John. Harry enters. Harry! Harry stops suddenly at the door and stares at the window. Ivy, welcome, says. Welcome, Harry, Gerald says. Well done, Violet says. Welcome home to Wishwood. Charles says, Why? What's the matter? Amy says, Harry, if you want the curtains drawn, you should let me ring for Denman. Harry says, How can you sit in this blaze of light for all the world to look at? If you knew how you looked when I saw you through the window. Do you like to be stared at by eyes through a window? Amy says, You forget, Harry, that you are at Wishwood, not in town, where you have to close the blinds. There is no one to see you but our servants who belong here, and who all want to see you back, Harry. Harry said, Look there, look there. Do you see them? Gerald says, No, I don't see anyone about. Harry says, No, not there. Look there. Can't you see them? You don't see them, but I see them. And they see me. This is the first time I have seen them. In Java Straits, in the Sunda Sea, in the sweet, sickly, tropical night, I knew they were coming. In Italy, from behind the nightingale's thicket, the eyes stared at me and corrupted that song. Behind the palm trees in the Grand Hotel, they were always there, but I did not see them. Why should they wait until I came back to Wishwood? There were 1,000 places where I might have met them. Why here? Why here? Many happy returns of the day, Mother, Aunt Ivy, Aunt Velvet, Uncle Gerald, Uncle Charles, Agatha, Amy says. We are very glad to have you back, Harry. Now, we shall all be together for dinner. The servants have been looking forward to your coming. Would you like to have them in after dinner, or wait till tomorrow? I am sure you must be tired. You'll find everybody here, and everything the same. Mr. Bavon, you remember, wants to call tomorrow. On some legal business, a question about taxes. But I think you would rather wait till you are arrested. Your room is all ready for you. Nothing has been changed, Harry says. Changed? Nothing changed? How can you say that nothing is changed? You all look so withered and young, Gerald says. We must have a ride tomorrow. You'll find you know the country as well as ever. There wasn't an inch of it you didn't know. But you have to see about a couple of new hunters, Charles says. And I've a new wine merchant to recommend you. Your cellar could do with a little attention, Ivy says. And you'll really have to find a successor to old Hawkins. It's really high time the old man was pensioned. He's let the rock garden go to rack and ruin, and he's nearly half blind. I've spoken to your mother, time and time again. She's done nothing about it, because she's preferred to wait for your coming, Violet says. And time again I have spoken to your mother about the waste that goes on in the kitchen. Miss Peckle is too old to know what she is doing. It really needs a man in charge of things at Wishwood, Amy says. You see, your aunts and uncles are very helpful, Harry. I've always found them forthcoming with advice, which I have never taken. Now it is your business. I've only struggled to keep Wishwood going, and to make no changes before your return. Now it's for you to manage. I am an old woman. They can give me no further advice when I'm dead, Ivy says. Oh, dear Amy. No one wants you to die, I'm sure. Now that Harry's back, it's time to think of living. Harry says, time and time again, and change, no change. You, all of you, try to talk as if nothing had happened. And yet you are talking of nothing else. Why not get to the point, or if you want to pretend that I am another person, a person that you have conspired to invent, please do so in my absence. I shall be less embarrassing to you, Agatha. Agatha says, I think, Harry, that having got so far, if you want no pretenses, let us have no pretenses. And he must try at once to make us understand, and we must try to understand you, Harry says. But how can I explain? How can I explain to you? You will understand less after I have explained it. All that I could hope to make you understand is only events, not what has happened. And people to whom nothing has ever happened cannot understand what unimportance of events. Gerald says, well, you can't say that nothing has happened to me. I started as a youngster on the northwest frontier. Been in tight corners most of my life. And some pretty nasty messes, Charles says, and there isn't much that would surprise me, Harry, or shock me either. Harry says, you are all people to whom nothing has happened, at most a continual impact, or external events. You have gone through life in sleep, never woken to the nightmare. I tell you, life would be unendurable if you were wide awake. You do not know. And you think this is just class distinction, right? But there's a little bit more to it that, yeah, you can indulge